But we've got second build of Magda, which is an Inti Asmo mono red field build, which is just kind of interesting. We've played a few different Inti Asmo shells, sometimes with this mana base, playing some number of Demolition Field, Field of Ruin, some number of Sunken Citadels. These numbers are kind of weird at the moment. I feel okay about 6-2. It's like in the past when we've played this mana base, we've played like 23 lands with 7 fields, 3 Citadel, but we're also playing Fable and the One Ring. Wanting to play Relic, Bauble, and Magda makes you want your mana curve to be really low. We've also played like very low curve Inti Asmo decks before too, like this with like that effectively curve out of 2, which is I think really nice with Inti. If you're going to be flipping over your deck, you want it all to be really castable. Um, at the moment, I still am liking the 4x Relic plan with Magda. I like that the fields can commit crimes, I like that Asmo commits crimes, I like they have some removal to commit crime. Um, and I was really impressed with Magda yesterday. So I think there's a chance that you don't want to play the field plan, and that you want to have just more red sources. But our mana requirements are also not that tough. Like we have like Asmo is only castable on turn 1 if you have Street Wraith. So it's kind of like we only have 4 actual red cards on turn 1. And then all of our 2 drops just cost 1 red mana. So we'll see. At the moment, I think that one weird thing is that we're playing Boots and Spurs. What's something I've kind of come to realize is like Shadowspear is like just this is your Scion answer in this deck where you can go get Shadowspear, ideally make them lose, make your opponent's Scion lose Hexproof, and then Galvanic Blast it or Asmo it is your plan to deal with a Scion. Where it's much harder to splash green for Haywire Might in this build. If you cut the fields, you could splash green for Haywire Might and main deck a Might over the Shadowspear. But I like if it wasn't for the Scion stuff, I would not be main decking Shadowspear. Is probably a good thing to say. Agent thing with the 15 months. I think I missed you earlier. Mono red Magda 2.0. We'll play more Esper Satora at some point. Just got a lot of new stuff to get to. Let's lead on the Sunken Citadel, and then I'm gonna wait on the Bauble. I could draw Magda. I can also just use this to scry. And spike on above an X2 Brew. I don't think so. Not a 2/3s or 3/2s. Usually takes some time to figure the list out. So I can't use this to scry. At least not right now. Nice to start making some cookbooks, so now Inti or Asmo are really good top decks. If my opponent plays a card that is vulnerable to Demolition Field, then I may consider not cracking the Bauble, but maybe I should just pop it. Yeah, we played Slickshot Prowess. Slickshot's really good. Really, really good. Entered the Death and Taxes bracket. Maybe humans. Okay, humans. They probably... Are they playing a bunch of basics in their deck? Agadeem's Awakening? So probably doesn't have a lot of basics. Let's wait on the blast. I could draw Magda, I could draw Asmo, and both those cards would make me have wished I hadn't blasted yet. Draw Shadowspear and an Urza Saga. Yeah, there's definitely Satora over there, so maybe I'm saving the Galvanic Blast. Norin? Second champ. Yeah, I want to blast Satora, potentially. My Saga will likely be big enough to deal with these pathetic humans. Can y'all hear Esther blasted her nose in the bathroom? She's feeling a lot better today, but she's got a sinus infection. I'm kind of surprised this is in there. I guess it triggers Satora. Kind of doubt they have almost any basics in their deck. But I probably need to Galvanic Blast the champ here. No, they do have a swamp. can just let Satora do its thing. Yeah, I guess Ephemerate's real too. Satora only triggering vials of mediocre strategy. Probably yeah. They do have the Satora. Nice. I have a list that has Ephemerate and Vial and Norn the Wary. And I'm also playing Solitude and Subtlety because I just think that the human strategy by itself is just very weak. Could potentially be okay. Just be all humans. But Norn the Wary is kind of the card that gets you. Wow, best possible. I want to play my version of human. Maybe I don't know. I'm kind of torn between playing the ephemerate stuff and just being humans. The mana is just going to be so much better, and I feels like the game plan is also going to be a lot more cohesive. Gonna play you Bant Ephemerate. Any tips? Be patient. You'll win all the late games. If the matchup is about comboing though with Time Warp as fast as you can, it's good to just play Witness out as early as you can because then you'll like just top deck Time Warp and win later. Yeah, Ranger Captains finds your one of Norn. See, I was gonna play 4 Norns probably because Norn is also good with Thalia's Lieutenant and Champion of the Parish, and you want to draw it early. You want to be able to go Norn into Satora, like that's your nut draw. You did miss draw off. It was okay. We O2'd, but it didn't look that bad. But I just kind of wanted to move on. Wasn't as bad as the Jace deck, at least. Esper Blink with Incarnations Vial, Tidebinder, Ephemerate Vial might be a good strategy. Yeah, maybe. Another Satora. Yeah, Satora just works with everything. So we make a 4/4 construct. Not going to chump block with it though. Shout out Sunken Citadel. Making so much mana here. Was Jace powerful too? No, Jace was kind of shitty. It's just like slow, and I thought how cheap the combo was gonna be kind of nice, and I was wondering how good Jace was on its own, but I just wasn't very impressed by it. Saw Dredgevine Satora list. Maybe the thing about Satoro and decks like Dredgevine, and then there was also and Dredge is some people keep talking about Satoro and Dredge is like you're just like and also that people talk about in Phoenix, but obviously Phoenix was a meme, can't ever really play it there. You're just like a lot less interested in an up the beanstalk style value P engine. You're a lot less interested in playing this kind of effect in a in a deck that only cares about shitting out as much pressure as fast as possible. You just care a lot less about a good card advantage engine. That doesn't mean Satoro's not a good card in the deck. I mean, maybe you should play it there, but to me, it's a lot less exciting. Think about maybe bringing Fables. Probably not. This is probably just tower sideboarding. Maybe a Pyrite Spellbomb over Relic number 3. You can dredge off the Satoro trigger. Yeah, but it's like in Dredge, you don't have the luxury of saying, okay, I'm going to play my 2 mana 2/3. Don't kill it. Don't kill it, because if I untap, you're going to die. It's like one huge part about Dredge is like Lightning Bolt, Fatal Push, and Holy Heat, Prismatic Ending all suck against you. Then all of a sudden you're just playing 2 mana 2/3 that's so fragile. It is. I agree that it's good if you go Satoro into Cathartic Reunion, and then yes, you'll win the game, but you won't even necessarily win the game that turn too. It's just ain't it. Just ain't it. I think. So they're gonna have turn 1 Vial again for sure. Whoa! Let's freaking go, dude. No DRC. So I was thinking I had DRC in the deck, and I was like, wait, it is very awkward to play 4 Relic and 4 DRC in your deck. And so then I was like, well, what if we play Scrabbling Claws instead, or whatever that card is called? And then I'm like, well, I really don't want to have to play that card in my my modern deck. Wait, they didn't take Flame Slash? Interesting. Let's save the Street Wraith for top deck Asmo Inti. So yeah, that's why no DRC is, because you want to play 4 Relic for Magda. And Relics are also doing pretty good at the moment, I think. They incidentally hit a lot of stuff while also just being insane with Magda. So they pitched a Satora. Do they have another one? Dude, Grief Scam into Sanctifier is cursed, dude. This is super cursed. I've never seen anyone go Grief Ephemerate then cast Sanctifier. As mentioned, Cat over Satora. What, Cat? Like Cauldron Familiar? Magda is like our best top deck here, so I think I'm gonna not pop the Relic. Well, I guess the Pro Red gets us pretty bad. Okay, this was actually the best top deck all along. We didn't see an island, so maybe I'll get them off blue last game. Okay, top. It looks like Saga was the best top deck, huh? Yeah, opponent is cooking for sure. Oh, Cauldron Familiar plus Cat. I think I read that as Cat instead of Satora. Yeah, those two cards have synergy together for sure. Satora works with everything. Yeah, Tiki Bill Cookbooks was an interesting play. Okay, a lot of good top decks here. Magda is kind of like a turn too late, maybe. I wonder if I should still play Magda this turn. I think I should just go construct and then play Magda next turn. I might get another relic so that I can go Magda, 2 treasures, untap treasure, make a dragon. Depending on what they do here, of course. Could get Pyrite Spellbomb. Shadowspear is kind of just like the basic play that does also seem very good. Yeah, let's just grab a Shadowspear. Save it for next turn, though. Play the Magda. Gonna tap Relic and grow these constructs. Satora roots with stuff like Cat Oven. Maybe. I don't really love like Cat Oven so much as like a Satora card, because I think you mostly want Satora to go with like one card. Like Satora is good with Ephemerate. It is good just with a Grief. It is good just with a Solitude, just with a Subtlety, just with like I think you want to be able to play one card, and this one card is good with Satora instead of saying, okay, Satora was good when I have this 2-card engine. Is at least currently my line of thought. So interesting attack all. I guess I need to play around Ephemerate on Champion of the Parish with this block. Seems like I'm also okay trading Magda for both Sanctifier and Vex. Yeah, I think they have Ephemerate. Could be wrong, I don't know. Extraction Specialist was the play. Do you mean one card or as an individual card or I think cards that work with Satora should be individually good with Satora. So like for Cat you need Cat plus Oven usually. I guess if Cat's in the graveyard, you also need a food token somehow. Yeah, individually. Can't imagine they have too many more basic lands. Should be okay-ish to attack here. My second lieutenant, block here, take 7. I do die. Or I have to chump block, which is worse than death. It was still worth attacking. It's like Bloodghast and Vial, but not Cat or Miner because you need Oven Bombardment. Yeah, I think so. At the very least, it's like it's not the worst to play all these cards together, but if you're playing Bombardment plus Miner, then you're gonna need other stuff too. Okay, so this was their draw for turn. Probably field them off double black instead of double white. And how am I attacking here? I think just attack with... Well, if I attack with both, then it can go double block and block. Would that be okay? Because then I would just cast Ovalchase Daredevil on an empty board with me having the better top decks. Seems okay. Oh, they can't block with the Sanctifier because of the Extraction Specialist. People love Extraction Specialist. They're not the highest on the card. Name Black with Sunken Citadel here. Gregor, 19 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Think about MH3 Soren and Neobrand. If this is the leak, I have not looked at the leaks, nor am I going to look at them until they're officially spoiled. I got a new set to play with. Street Wraith is no Gigantachek. Have to play 4 Street Wraith in any deck with 4 NT 4 Asmo. Satoro, Semblance, Anvil, Hangerback, Walking Ballista. A lot of pieces. Just drew Satoro, got Mega Punish on Basic Island. Yeah, man, it is weird. I kind of feel like my match here against them, like I don't really like the I have a build kind of like their deck. I don't know. It doesn't look like they're playing Norin. It's weird. Like yesterday, I was like, sorry, not this one. Yesterday, I was like, wow, this deck looks so sick, and it does still look really sick. But I'm starting to think that we probably just want to be more of a humans deck. It's possible that like the meddling mages are like the secret because like you just need the interaction so bad. I don't know, kind of rambling, but I guess they're not just dead, but they have to chump here. Would we have already lost this game if they took Flame Slash with the initial grief? Maybe. Because like their Sanctifier turned off the cookbook in kind of a meaningful way. You know what I mean? Alright, so they are chumping, double chumping to live. No, just dying because we have the Inti attack also. Opponent says they will drop the deck list in the chat after the match. Very interested in taking a peek. So we're 1-0 in this league. Cabo, we're talking about moving away from the incarnation stuff because I feel like it just is off plan after watching, as well. I was thinking this morning after kind of watching you a little bit. I also like Norin might be bad, but Norin is not only good with Satoro, it's also good with Lieutenant and Champion of the Parish. I want to at least try that stuff. So you're leaning in on the Grief build, playing Jirina. So it's kind of like, so we're playing blue-white with Jirina, or with Subtlety and Meddling Mage, and Unsettled Mariner, you're playing blue-black with Jirina and General Kudro and Aghanim's Awakening. The MDFC lands is pretty interesting. The mana seems tough, though, for you. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it looks a little bit better. You need more than one land that can cast Satoro. More than literally one. My opponent has revealed a Shardless Agent here. Maybe I should actually have led on Saga, because we can grab Relic against Living End. Too busy deck teching. No Thalia. I mean, Thalia is not, like, playable, I think. Yeah, I don't think... I think Meddling Mage might be really sick at the moment. Could be not really sick also, but to some extent, having like a nice card advantage engine, I think, is nice with Meddling Mage. Norn is such an awful card. Norn is, Norn was certainly an awful card. Is Norn still an awful card is the question we need to figure out. The answer is maybe, but Norn is like 2 cards a turn with Sotoro. That is something that like very, very well might just make it an amazing card. So it is nice that we get the Street Wraith back. Unfortunately, we can't kill our own Asmo this turn. Guess we could have if we played Mountain. I may just discard Daredevil to bring it back also, so I'm not gonna discard yet and bring back the Daredevil. I may want it to return to living end. We know they have a Shredless Agent in their hand, but this is also like not really that scary. Yeah, exactly. Norn is just good with Champion and Lieutenant, so again, I have this build built. Let's after this league build just, cut the ephemerates, cut the scam stuff, fix the mana base, play Adeline, play Thalia's Lieutenant, and then I would be interested in trying to play. I would be interested in trying to play more. So I keep losing my train of thought. Just stuff to deck tech and build a deck and play a match against Living End. Evoking 2 subtleties here is interesting. I'm just gonna Galvanic Blast both of them, I guess. Dude, Living End is so nerfed. It's awesome. But I'm interested in playing more interaction than just the 4 battling mages in the main deck. But at the moment, I'm kind of feeling it. Like, I like that you can name Sign of Draco game 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and discard the Ovalchase Daredevil with the intention of not returning it. Yeah, forgot about Genesis Chamber. Then I wonder if we're supposed to... Probably just supposed to make a construct. Their last card is just a Shard... Or did they evoke this? They probably pitched the Shardless Agent, yeah. Yeah, I guess a third Galvanic Blast would just kill them. Too bad they don't have a Swamp in play. Yeah, Norn is a human. So Norn is like 2 triggers on your Lieutenants and Champs, which is cool. And obviously goes very crazy with Sotoro. We maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, I think with this draw, let's get Magda down, and then we can, before they can force negation me, just commit a crime. Somewhat expecting to get to chump block the Generosent with my Ovalchase Daredevil and start making foods again too. Keeping Solitude Ephemerate is feasible. It is feasible. It is feasible, yeah, to play Solitude and Ephemerate in this theoretical humans build. Sotoro 3-mana Enchantment Grace? I don't know. I mean, Sotoro works with every card. It's almost shorter to like list the cards Sotoro doesn't work with than the ones it does. Maybe shouldn't have made a food here so I could keep the Mountain. Like I was gonna get the Daredevil back anyways. The extra food could be relevant. Not sure. Definitely gonna make a construct. I could get Relic for extra crimes to commit. Seems hard to pass up on Shadowspear in this kind of game. Could also just equip the boots. If I equip the boots, 5 plus 8, because I'm going to shrink by 1, then gun by 1. It is lethal. Oh, they had the food token. What can they have? I guess, I don't know if they can have a removal spell, but I should probably just leave 2 blockers back. Nice that they can't even Besage you this without a land. Could play Not Dead after all. You could, yeah. We did that in the Demir deck. Felt like a little dopey. Sky Turtle would still get stopped by Ward 1. Not at this point, obviously not if they just had it with this turn. It's tough to play around, This matchup's got to be pretty good. We have Street Wraith, we have 4 Relic, we have Asmo. Doesn't dragon have haste? I have 3 foods. I don't have 3 treasures. I used my 1 treasure to equip the boots last turn. Okay, I block your 3-1 with my 3-4. I don't know what this is about. Maybe living ending again. But I would just have Asmo. Okay, I can't really do anything about me just equipping, I think. Attack with everything so that if they double block here, they go to 2 and I get the Galvanic Blast. Does seem like they're just setting up for a bigger living end, but again, the blast should just beat that. Plus we're at 20 life again, not the most relevant, I suppose. They also have to have Bloodbraid Marauder or a Shardless Agent. Okay, so we're up a game against Living End. Not really for this matchup, but usually bring in Cauldron incidentally when Graveyard Hate is good. Let's cut the Needle. And then maybe just call it here. Don't think I want Fable. Could see keeping in both the equipment. Could have just killed the Subtlety. Well, my Construct didn't have Trample, so they could just chump block the Construct at that point. But I guess then they could chump block. But then I don't have the Galvanic Blast for lethal the following turn. No, it was. I feel like it was definitely right to keep the blast in hand, so I have lethal following up a living end. Athena, what's wrong? Okay, we have Esther looking at it after Athena. Anonymous for the 2 years. Thank you. Welcome back. It had Shadowspear. I couldn't equip Shadowspear and Galvanic Blast that turn. I had 2 mana. I guess I should probably do this. I meant during combat, assign all damage to Subtleties and then get another creature following a living end. Oh, I see. Okay, I thought you meant Galvanic Blast. Yeah, sure. The thing is, we're just beating another follow-up living end, but I guess that was a little bit better. I agree. Relic is just so gnarly against them too, because they just it just now keeps them off Delirium. They're just gonna have such a hard time Bloodbraid Maraudering, and if they cast Shardless Agent, they have to hit Living End and not Marauder. So they force a Vigor, pitch the Agent. Okay. In-man 3 months. Thank you. Welcome back. What feels better in Modern than Saga the Saga token equipped with a Shadowspear? Most things, probably. I'm going to play the Citadel. I'm not 100% sure this is correct. I don't know how many basics they're playing, but I kind of like that I can field them and play Saga next turn, and then I can use the Citadel for as Saga generation. I can field them, play Saga, play Inti next turn. Not sure. Seems like they're kind of far away from doing anything, but also maybe fielding them is wrong, because I do turn on Delirium for Bloodbraid Marauder. Weird spot for sure. So they're living in here. They kill my NT. They bring back Architects. Don't know if that's good enough. Okay, they have a Foundation Breaker. Do you have another Saga? They just have 1 creature to bring back. See what we find off the NT. Basically everything's castable, including that one. I guess I don't like that fielding can turn on Waker of Waves. I'm going to play the Saga, and I'm not going to return the Ovalchase Daredevil to this trigger, because I want to be able to play around Living End. One nice thing, though, about, like... Oh. Okay, well, now I'll get it back. Since they have Fairy Macabre. Don't get my NT value. Oh, I guess I have some hits that were live. Maybe I should have discarded Field so I could cast, like... I guess it's only Galvanic Blast. Okay, so If they living in here, I guess because they have this foundation breaker to kill my Saga, that's probably good enough. Okay, tech for stacks. They did pitch a Shardless Agent earlier. Just a little guy. Okay, they do living end here. So we're probably going to lose without a good top deck here, unfortunately. We have game 3 on the play. Put out with Force, Fairy Macabre, Foundation Breaker. All pretty meaningful interaction. I mean, deck looks awful. Case of the Hidden Feast is very cool. Except the problem is, I suppose. Wait, how are you? So I guess you go off on following turn. If you could like case and then like put all your X's in the yard and then do this the same turn, it'd be nice. The fact that you have to like go off over the course of 2 turns makes me a little less than enthused. My opponent's really smart. They'll like fail to find here, making me think they have less basics. I don't know, good top deck in Asmo. Yeah, I don't know. Deck looks awful and unplayable and very fun. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I love the Riddlesmith. If you're gonna play Riddlesmith though as like your engine, maybe what you should do is play Ovalchase Daredevil over Gorehound so that Riddlesmith can like basically be second Satoru. And then if Riddlesmith was a legend for Mox Amber, it would matter a lot, and it's not, and I don't know what to say about that. You solve the case, have to wait a turn. I know, like the case is unplayable. I think I don't know. I don't want to play the case. I'm a little confused why we have 4 of these effects. Are there not more 0 mana? Surely there are more 0 mana. There are almost definitely more 0 mana X spells. Maybe there's not. There's at least the Eldrazi one. Extraordinary Journey with Norin. What is Extraordinary Journey? I'll read it. Okay, probably gonna have to go to game 3. Reminds of Sun Creation is also great. It is a cool idea. It looks super cool, super fun, and awful at the same time. Put a ninja deck for value. I mean, if you're gonna play a ninja deck, you should have Satoru for sure. Problem is you're playing a ninja deck, right? There's more expos, not artifact ones. Oh, they have to be artifact for Riddlesmith. I don't know. Probably should have 4 Ornithopter, 4 Midnight. They still trigger Riddlesmith, still trigger Satoru. Them being in the graveyard, I don't think matters as much. So I can go Magda, Field, make a treasure, sack of food. I don't know if this stabilizes me. Go up to 9, and then I guess I'm blocking a Marauder. Moon Circuit Hacker. I like Moon Circuit Hacker. That's a good ninja. Okay, Satoru. Okay, maybe ninjas is okay. Ninjas isn't copium because Ornithopter is good with ninjas and good with Satoru. I'm definitely reaching here, but um it's good to just go turn 1 Ornithopter and then ninjutsu it on turn 2, and then you can also go Ornithopter Satoru Ornithopter, draw a card. Exactly that for game 2. Okay. Still doesn't sound great. Could be like, I don't know, could be better than the scam elements. We'll see. Vile, Thopter, Grief Subtlety, Ninjas all work well with Toro. I mean, the problem is Vile isn't very good in a ninja deck, right? Because all your ninjas, or most of them, have like a high mana value. Okay, keeping this. When we live at 1, I was gaining 6 up to 8, and they had 8 points of power in play. I think we were dead. Yeah, Magda's been pretty good. They had 7 power. Okay, then we were alive. If I miscounted, we were alive. Thought that. Did they? Oh, they did have 7. Sorry, I thought they had 8. They had Architect's Foundation Breaker and Furry Macabre. So we had to do the dragon stuff with Magda potentially. It could be correct to not and to just discard Magda for Living End. I think we should go for the Magda, the Prowess again win. I don't know. I've played a lot of Prowess on the stream. I went through like a long era of playing Prowess and kind of burned out on it still after all that time. Not super burned out on it, but like, well, 6 shots exciting. I don't know. I don't know if I want to be the one though that is like trying to discover all of the what the best Prowess build is. You know, maybe leave that to the new generation. But I might. We'll see. There's just too much exciting stuff too for me to like really commit to doing anything in particular at the moment. Can you explain why Shielding Plaques is bad? I don't know what that card is, or if that even is a card. Okay, it is a card. 2 green blue. Enchant creature. And there's a battlefield draw a card. Enchant creature can be target spells, but card is nuts. Is this a modern legal card? Usually auras are not cards that are very good. You are opening yourself up to pretty big blowouts where you go, I'm going to spend 3 mana to enchant my creature. If your opponent has any removal spell, you're almost just cooked immediately. That's a cool card though. I've never seen that one. Have missed your turn. Yeah, we played Esper Sotoro Ephemerate. We played like 2 leagues. We 3-2'd both of them. Could have played better. Been like 8-2 maybe overall. But overall liked the decks. Okay, so interesting. This commits a crime for Magda. Yeah, but that card isn't the worst, but I do think it's a little outside the realm of where you want to be. Let's see if they have a Force of Negation for this. It is Living in 5 mystery cards. Yeah, I don't think I would play Changeling Outcast or like, but yeah, I'm not going to register Changing Outcast probably, but I do agree that sounds like the Ninja Shell. Ornithopter has me kind of excited about it because Ornithopter is good with ninjas and good with Sotoro. No, they shuffled away the Fairy Macabre. Feels like they have a Force Negation. Okay. So let's go ahead and cast a cookbook off of the other treasure so that if they Living End, I can kill my own Inti or Magda, or Asmo or Magda. Probably the Asmo. Maybe it's time for Fallen Shinobi. I don't know, that card isn't very good, but would we play one maybe? Yeah, I have a Norin Sotoro deck. I think we're playing it next, but I think I want to change it. So right now I have a build that's playing like Subtlety and Solitude and Ephemerate, and I think we played against a black-white build, and I was also thinking this today that it's just too off-plan, probably. I was like running through some hands, and it just like the hands were looking kind of rough because of these elements. Okay, they had Force of Negation and Force of Vigor. They don't have Delirium at the moment. They didn't target my Saga. Let's not respond by discarding anything. So yeah, no Delirium means they shouldn't be able to Living in very effectively here, right? We draw another copy of Urza Saga. Kind of scared to play it because of. I guess if their next turn is just Hardcast Force of Vigor, they're dead, so don't need to be too worried about that. And if they living in this turn, we can field and commit a crime instead of making a Saga token. Or I guess we just make Saga token in return. No more Violent Outburst. Okay, 2-0 in this league. They're cutting Ephemerate. We might be cutting Ephemerate. I'm not locked in on it. We're also 2-0 in this league. Focus a little bit more. We've already mulliganed once. We're up against Kihira. Hard to mulligan to 5. Let me put back Galvanic Blast against Kihira. So it's a bit awkward too to be like cut the Ranger Captains. We could cut the Ranger Captains, just play Recruiters, and then play Force Solitude. Which Solitude can't be found off Recruiter. If we could play the white Recruiter, I guess you couldn't find Sotoro. Never mind. You can play 3 Ephemerates. The Ephemerates are tough on the mana, but you play like a bunch of blue-white duels in addition to these. Don't think I'm gonna register Genesis Chamber, probably. One Reflector Mage to recruit access to removal. Yeah, Reflector Mage kind of sucks, but yeah. Good. Dallas is standard, right? I'm a big hater of Extraction Specialist. It's better with Sotoro, but I feel like people really overvalue the card. So let's see if the top card is something I really like. Not enough to be mana inefficient. You mentioned registering. Oh, I don't know. I just... Yeah. It's just term for putting a card in the deck, right? Draw land, can make a token, equip the boots. I don't think I'm going to play Genesis Chamber and Urza Saga in this deck. I think I really want to main deck these Meddling Mages. Yeah. If we can cut the Ziggurats for Courtyards, I will rebuild the mana base. We'll be playing all of those lands. This is another Magda variant. Sorry, we're just kind of too focused on building another deck. Okay, they main phase Beseiju me. It's pretty good. Should I pop the Relic? I'll draw Magda. I will wish I hadn't. So let's just take a draw and then pop it if we need to. So I don't think we're supposed to discard anything right now. I think this is just our turn. I like heavy blade deck box with plastic one and bent the card trying to open it. I haven't had that issue. I like the boxes. I've been using them. The One Ring. Do have a needle in the deck. Be a nice find here. Okay, so can Inti keep up with the One Ring? Not necessarily the most likely. Can do our best. Fielding them seems okay. Also, don't know if they have how many more basics they have. Oh, I can't relic them. No crimes can be committed against the One Ring, I guess. Yeah, I agree the boots are really nice. There's a lot of cheap legends, not sure if exploitable. I mean, if we're talking about Mox Amber, the card Mox Amber is not very good. Isn't he just good modern? I'm much lower on it than my initial optimism on the card. Boots pretty good against Teferi, huh? How does the new GIS work with plot? What's the question? So I'm gonna binding my Asmo. Target Inti, target Inti, target. Maybe it'll target the cookbook, actually. No, they should probably not do that. Yes! Read the card. Dude, Boots is really good. The ward 1 +1/+0, so nice. Just flip over some Galvanic Blasts. We can just haste the Asmo too. So putting them to, yeah, well, actually one Galvanic Blast could be lethal here. Sit up straight. Saga. It's hard to imagine we don't cast or play Urza Saga here. So do that. Discard Mountain, trigger Inti. Find a Bauble. Let me see if I like my top card. Shuffle. Cookbook. Play Cookbook. Discard this one, I think. Flip. Bauble. Bauble myself again. If I see a Galvanic Blast, I can still Relic into it. See another Relic. Might Relic into Relic just to cycle. Let's go ahead and put my opponent down to 4. Guess I could have also Magda instead. I don't know. Just churning. Your turn. Would it kind of prefer to have the Boots on the Magda? I don't think it matters that much. Could have Galvanic Blast them anyways, because they have the Teferi in play. It is nice that we have Asmo to deal with an Omnath if they're trying to Omnath here. Actually, in pretty good shape. Isn't it nice that we fielded them so they're binding cost 2, and then they just didn't read Lavaspur Boots? I'm a big hater of Charming Prince, but Charming Prince could be worth it. I actually the first copy of Charming Prince is, I think, just correct because we have Recruiter. But at the moment, I'm leaning towards just not starting with the Ephemerates. Thank you, Max. We also have a Hasty Construct coming down. Considered Pyre of Heroes. I've played with Pyre of Heroes in the past. At the moment, I'm of the opinion the card is just not good enough. No, we haven't tried. We haven't tried the Humans deck. We're just talking about retooling it. I think Imperial Recruiter seems like pretty important to just be more in on, like finding Satora more often, and it can also find Norin and just find you any of your good cards. It's also good with Ephemerate. Could potentially try to keep these in the deck. Still, I would like to play like some number of Ranger Captain. My brain is also telling me Meddling Mage is pretty good, but I'm not 100% sure that that's actually true. So we'll see. So I imagine they're going to cast another ring here, and then I guess we'll Relic them. We can kill Teferi, and then we can have at least one Galvanic Blast primed and ready for their turn. Delny? Oh, seems like a nice one of. Delny doubles Satora triggers. It's a nice one. I'm not gonna register Collect a Company though. Like the whole reason to build this deck is you get to play the Cavernous Souls mana base with all of the. How do you spell this card? Delny's Overkill. I think a one of Ranger Captain Recruiter target is very possibly, very likely good enough. I don't think this is a Riders of the Mark build. How do you spell this card? Is it D? Is it Delny? Oh, the shiny. This one. So cool. Seems like it could be good. We just see Delny do anything. We 3-2 to league with Delny and with Delny and Nazgul one time. Yeah, Delny's not great. You're right. Delny is mid. Linvala and sideboard. I'm a big Linvala hater. It's like kind of bad against everything, but maybe. Like it just isn't good against any of the decks people think it's good against. It's like not good against Tron anymore. They don't play Karn anymore. The seven mana Karn. It's not good against 4 mana Karn. It's not good against Ring. It's not good against really anything. It's too early to think about Layla. Modern is just going to be very different. I was a bigger fan of Initial Shell with 4 Solitude. 4 Solitude was straightforward. I actually disagree that it was straightforward. I again, that I think we'll try to look at both, just build both and figure it out. But straightforward is just not the word I'd use, I guess. Okay, so they have a counterspell. Like I don't even know that Solitude is good against most of the decks in the format. It's like kind of mid against Leyland Scion. It's not great against Titan. Why is there? I haven't fixed the mana. This is old mana base from the earlier build that's playing Solitude and Ephemerate. We will fix the mana base. We'll play this kind of lands. Don't worry about it. Okay, so the Fables are kind of largely for like these kind of controlling matchups. So bringing them in. I also want the second needle. I want to cut the Shadowspear. Make 4 cuts. I was thinking that we could maybe go down to like 1 relic and like 3 blasts. I kind of want all 4 blasts though. Maybe go down a Daredevil and 3 relic. 2 relic? Wait, why is it? Okay, sorry, I was miscounted. Let's play 2-2. The Ovalchase is gonna be pretty bad in this matchup. Yeah, we are gonna play humans after this league, which is why I'm so trying to figure out like the direction, because I think this build to me is looking hot. To me, this build is looking hot. I'm not sure again. Still, okay, we'll fix the mana. The mana's not right. We could play Esper Sentinel over Ephemerate. I feel like I want more interaction, so like we could try to play we could play Solitude over Unsettled Mariner. Cinnamon Joe with the gifted sub, thank you so much. Solitude only had, if it had 2 power, we would be cooking so hard. I'm a huge Extraction Specialist hater. It is good with Satoro, so like we need to think about it some more. I just really think that card sucks so much. Giver isn't a human. You could play Giver. I mean, they're not F6'd. And a lot of times if they're like obviously F6, they give them a break. But there's, unless I was lagging, it seemed like they thought about it for a second and let it go. So you're just going to name this the Flooded Strand. I'm actually gonna play my mountain so I can go Saga plus Fable next turn. Satora plus brought back. I don't know. Maybe. Satora does work with every card. We know. Thank you, Cinema. So despite me being like completely obsessed with this Satora Humans deck, I think we're about to be 3-0 with this build. Yeah, the Fable's so nice in these matchups. Like I played these kind of builds like curving out at 2 against control, and you just like almost always run out of steam. It's a little too threat light. I tried Satora with Sylvan Scrying. Okay, there's a card it doesn't work with. Yeah, for the grindy matchups. Specifically like control. More for control, but you bring him against Scam too. Don't think you bring him against Murktide. Might. A lot of times too, they're also kind of flexible because sometimes you just want to be like cutting a lot of these cards. Alright, shout out to Pithing Needle. Let's get a trophy prediction going. So on the play against the Gigantha deck, I'm gonna keep. Fields are pretty good against the domain build sometimes. With these Street Wraiths, it's kind of hard to know exactly what we're keeping, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna bauble myself. If I see Asmo, I'll Street Wraith maybe. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna Street Wraith into the Sunken Citadel. Start fielding next turn. It depends on if they're prowess or if they're this. I think against Ragavan I kind of need to be making a board presence. Is Mass Vando main boardable? I don't think so. Just like doesn't kill anything turn 2. We could play a Lauren maybe. The problem too is like the mana for the Ephemerates is just going to be kind of tough. Is the Toro Affinity totally stupid? Not totally. The thing is, it's just kind of hard to cast on turn 2. That's the biggest problem with it, maybe. Yeah, maybe we can play a Reflector Mage. I'm not a huge believer, but something. Yeah, maybe Sync Prelate, although I kind of maybe Ranger Captain. I also have 4 Meddling Mage as like some interaction, but if you're just behind, it's tough, and it's kind of important to have your card draw engine be able to catch you up from behind, if you know what I mean. Reflector double tricks and Delny. Yeah, I don't think we're playing too many Delnies. Yeah, you could play Jirina as main deck human. It's also maybe we're supposed to be playing the Lord Ward human over Mariner. Mariner's really good though. Is Agent too weak? I think yeah. I don't think Agent's that good. Okay, I guess I am taking this hit. Then I go Construct, Shadowspear, equip. Hope they flooded. Yeah, Copper Coat. Oh, come on, Ragavan. Ragavan. So I guess I'm going to get a cookbook probably. Which will let me gain 3 life this turn. Plenty of stuff to discard. Also can make these 5/5s if that's relevant. Doesn't seem to be that relevant at the moment. I think the deck is missing a little bit more aggression. Maybe this deck is not always wanting to be super aggressive. A lot of times you're controlling the board with Asmo, controlling their lands with Fields, controlling their graveyard with Relic. You can build an aggressive build of the deck, sure. It's kind of nice that Magda is like mana generation. It can either be a mana engine or aggressive engine. You know, you're a mid-range deck. You want to have flexible game plans. You can make a War Priest. I guess you're just Lauren instead. Okay, this is probably the humans deck. Not sure if I want to play 21, 22 lands. Maybe need to make a cut, but something like along these lines. Oh, in the humans deck? Yeah, I agree. So like that's why I want to try to find more interaction in this build, right? And like why I was interested in playing the Subtlety Solitude version is because you got to play more interactions. Because I agree, you either need the interaction or you need the aggression. Okay, so down a game against Zoo. Bring in the slashes. I cut the boots. Gonna go down at least 2 relics. Fable's not very good against them. Alright, let's do 2 relics for Magda. Yeah, I mean, you could play 1 Adeline. I'm just not sure. Feels like we're getting kind of high. I kind of don't want any, like a 6/3 drops feels like a good number. I don't think you want to play Skyclave, especially because we're going to be on like the human like type of land mana base. So we have Meddling Mage. Like I don't. Maybe we could play Thalia. Maybe Thalia is not as bad as you think anymore. She's not very good. I cut Norn down to 3. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna play 4 Norn. I feel like I feel very confidently in 4 Norn. It could be wrong, but it's like you really want to have both Norn and Satora on your opening hand. This is your nut draw. This is like what we're building the deck around. I want to have that as often as I can. I think. I've heard this feedback a lot, but I'm gonna play 4. It isn't necessarily right. I'm gonna start with 4. Casting Malcontents, probably a little dopey. Never really thought that card was that good. Brutal Cathar. You could play Brutal Cathar. Brutal Cathar is probably better than Reflector Mage. Maybe sideboard the Lauren. Main deck the Brutal Cathar. Okay, no need to yell. I wasn't yelling. I've said this like several times, so I'm just trying to like go through the same points I've made as quick as I can. You know what I mean? My my ramble just gets faster every time I ramble. You know, I don't know if that makes sense. I think we'd want to play the Citadel here. I'm gonna start with Tiny Bones. I want to play Tiny Bones Norn at some point. It seems awful probably, but so fun. I think I actually like the salty version more. Yeah, maybe. It almost feels like what if we could play like maybe we should just play Imperial Recruiter over Ranger Captain in the Solitude build. And then we need to do like a white card count inventory, but it's probably going to be fine. Was 6 sequence sneak in the draft deck. It was okay. I want to play it some more. I want to try it at Murktide. Coppercoat. I think Mariner is better than Coppercoat in general. This has also been my experience playing both. I mean, Skyclave is not going to be very easy to cast if we're on the Cavern mana base, and Skyclave is also not a really good card. It's okay. It used to be really good. It's not really anymore, in my opinion. I'm gonna take 3. I don't think I need to Asmo kill this Nikado very badly, but I'm gonna leave up the activation. Like if they kill my Asmo, I'll probably discard Demolition Field and kill the Nikado. But I kind of want to save this activation for like Kavu or Scion. Why not both Copper Coated Mariner? There's not a lot of room. You could play both. I'm nervous without Solitude extra card for Satoro. I still don't have. Yeah, no, I agree. This is why I want more interaction. I agree. This is why I had the first build at first. But also, if you just draw a ton of cards with Satoro and you find like a bunch of Thalia's lieutenants and champions that are huge because of Norin, maybe this is just fine. But maybe not in the context of modern decks being so weird. Slingshot has impressed me. We played it yesterday. I thought it was really good, but it's good feedback. Yeah, Skyclave was briefly one of the best cards in Modern for sure. Pretty briefly. Maybe I'll just keep the food token and play too. It makes these constructs really big. Like the Nikado just doesn't matter that much if they kill this. Although they tapped white, like they have a leyline binding. I also like want this field too. The field can like mess them up a little bit probably. Okay, they have Scion. They have Scion and binding, it seems, potentially. So I think this turn I'm going to field their Overgrown Tomb. Usually good to go after the swamps. I think that I want to play Imperial Recruiter over Ranger Captain in the Evoke build of the humans deck at least. That's like kind of minimum change I want to make over there. Okay. Binding on my construct. Taking 7. Cycle the Street Wraith, see what we see. Life total's definitely a little too low. Okay, that's a great card to find. Let me just see if their last card is Stub or not, though. Okay, not Stub. Love Sunken Citadel so much. Favorite card ever. Oh, I meant to board out the needle. So let's keep the Bauble uncracked so they can't use Tribal Flames to kill my construct. Crack it end of turn, though. I'll go after Black Manta to the blue-red. It's just because they have like the fewest swamps in the deck, and it's kind of easier for them to rebuild off this. But like it's a good way to just keep them off their 4th domain. Alright, so if their 2 cards in hand are Binding plus Burn Spell, we can take this L with Grace and Dignity. Sophy. I think they're the new Sophy's better than the old one. As far as scamming, we could potentially play the Sophies over Ephemerate. Probably not super optimal. Both these deal 4 damage, so hopefully we can blast this Kavu because it'd only be a 4/4. And we know they don't have Bolt in their hand. They would have already bolted me. Last card could be like a Leyline. Up to 6 life, big top deck. Big top deck indeed. Any world where I am main phase bringing something back with Cookbook? Don't think so. Can't really do anything. Better than Boots plus face. I boarded out the Boots. Could have been wrong. Return to me, Asmoranomardicadaistinaculdacar. Ah! So I go Street Wraith down to 4. Constructs, Asmo. Can still crack a food against possible flames.
You want baguette?
Appreciate you. I don't think they've been sandbagging the flames. You could have discarded for food. I know I could. No, that's why I went, and then decided to cycle instead. Just main phase token equip spear. I think because I have the Shinka, I don't want to do that, but maybe. Because then if you equip spear, you are just dead to flame. So like, I don't know what we're playing around with that line. I'm out of cookbooks. Thought I had one more. Okay, get in. Yeah, Norn's next in line. I'm not sure which build I'm going to go with, but one of them. Okay, going to game 3 here. Get this out of there. Maybe I go down to 1 Relic and I just play a couple Fables. The games get really top decky like this. Sure. But at the moment, I'm leaning towards not this build, but this build with Recruiter over Ranger Captain. Still plenty of white cards. It's just like this deck is so in on Satoru, so let's just play Recruiter. Recruiter's also sick with Ephemerate. Like the deck looks better. We'll rethink the sideboard a little bit too. I don't know if we're gonna like main board Jirena. Jirena's pretty good though. I'm gonna keep this on the draw against a Zoo opponent who's mulligan to 6. Keeping a force raise. Yeah, it just 4 Street Wraith with your Inti Asmo deck they're just very important, you know. Not very interested in playing less. I do like that in this build you can field them so that their copies become 4/4, so your 4 damage burn spells can kill their 4 toughness stuff. I think I'm gonna Galvanic Blast this. Matchup with sideboard Fable 4. I know you don't choose like Fable deck. I played Fable in the deck. Fable's okay. Fable's a good card in the deck. But they're in the sideboard for control mostly. Against control, you like just run out of threats too much. But you can bring them against Rakdos, and they're kind of also nice to have be like a somewhat flexible sideboard card. Okay, just gonna Flame Slash and then play the Citadel, I guess. Save the Bauble to commit a crime with. Satoru Koko would have thought. The thing is, you just need more stuff to like work with it. But maybe if you like play like what's it called? Soul Herder. I can't believe I forgot Soul Herder's name for a second. It's like forgetting your girlfriend's name, which I've never done. 16 up blue cards or something. Yeah, it's like bare minimum, but it is enough. Want to field at Magda. I want to save the field to commit crime with. Could have been better to field first, to keep them off of stuff, but I'm thinking I want to have it be a crime enabler. A lot of times they play two basics, right? So it has Gigantha, 3 mystery cards. Could see like a Leyline cast here. Flames. Kava. Okay, Gigantha mystery card left. I draw Fable, so I guess kind of easy. Slash Fable this turn, and then the Fable will turn the Asmo into castable, loot away both of these Daredevils. Attack, bring back a Daredevil. Or I guess cast the Cookbook, maybe. A Shoba Brawler. Okay, I'm feeling. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, these games just. We have so much removal that the Fables, I guess you just make enough sense post board, huh? Probably correct for me to field here so that they can't use a binding if they have a binding. I think they probably would have already used one, but. Opponent isn't on 5-color Leyline, are they? Of course they are. Of course they're playing Leyline, right? Just because like they haven't cast one yet is like surely can't mean we're supposed to infer that they don't have it in their deck. I guess I should I field them off Gigantha? Nah, if their whole turn is just Gigantha next turn, we don't really care. Yeah, maybe fielding again is good though, or correct here. But also casting the cookbook this turn so that I can kill something with Asmo next turn feels like a big priority. They play Leyline in previous game. I don't think they have against us. I can't imagine they're not playing Leyline in the Guild Pact. I've never seen a Zoo deck do it since it's got printed. It's been like just a staple. Field to see the Leyline or not. Yeah, I don't think they have Leyline binding. I think they did represent it, but I don't think it really makes a lot of sense for them to have not like binding the Fable on their turn. And it doesn't feel like fielding them off of 5 mana matters that much, because if their whole turn next turn is just cast Gigantha, they're going to lose, probably. We agreed Satoru doesn't make Holder good enough yet. It's kind of... Oh, what a fuse. What a last card. Okay, we have a game. We have a great top deck, too. Did y'all know Nova Brawler or Nishoba Brawler only has 3 toughness? And Urza Saga. I'm just gonna field them because I think there's a really good chance they don't have a third basic. I'm gonna field them in their draw step. The other option was to hardcast a Daredevil, which also seemed like a pretty good play. Doesn't seem like there's really gonna be a super bad line to have take this turn. Seems like it'll be very hard to win or to lose. But maybe they like hit Hitotsugu consumes all and this like cuts them off of black mana. Field of Rune's such like a perfect design for Magic. It's just like slow, punishes the right thing, just perfectly. It's so good they printed it twice. I'm gonna keep. We do need to draw land. We have the Street Wraith to kind of dig for it, which is something. And then we're casting Asmo turn 1. If we miss our second land, we still get to play Cookbook and set up for the Inti. Yeah, Magda plus Manufactor may end up being something we do at some point. Don't love that draw. Does it feel stronger than DRC and Asmo deck from a few months ago? The Roots one, I'm not sure. I like the field. The field and the relics give you so much interaction, which is nice. Boshin 4 years. A lot of like big anniversaries today. Awesome. Thank you, Boshin. Yeah, Gatax. Remember, imagine like Magda with Gataxin Probe. Gataxin Probe commit a crime. Okay, turn 1 Ragavan. And we draw the land. Always had it. I think I'm going to Galvanic Blast now. I usually like to have Cookbook in play before I get Inti down. In these kind of interactive matchups. DRC and TRC, not the Roots one, no Galvanic Blast. Yeah, I think that Magda is like an upgrade. I don't think this build is, super different from it. I guess I'll trade an Inti for a counterspell, and then the question, I probably won't cycle Street Wraith yet. So I want to be able to trigger the next Inti with it. And they're just so likely to go iteration this next turn that my Inti next turn is likely to resolve. Marv with a 26 months. Let's go. I of course appreciate everything you do, Marv. Every time I take a day off and then come to change the title, I see you've already pinned a comment. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, so we're gonna untap. Land could be interesting. I think I'm supposed to cycle the Street Wraith on my opponent's turn and then probably discard Needle on my opponent's turn too. Yeah, Max Amber is just not a very good card. Is my reason for not playing it. It's sometimes a Mox Ruby and sometimes it's a Darksteel Relic, and it's just a Darksteel Relic enough of the time that I think the times that it is a Mox Ruby, it doesn't make up for it. How big is this? 7/7. 7/7 is kind of the magic number in this matchup. So we flip another Cookbook, and we draw an Urza Saga. Boy, Inti is quite the card, huh? Then we flip over a Field of Ruin. Untap. Draw a Field of Ruin. Discard this Field of Ruin. Hit a Bauble. Bauble ourselves, I think. So you have Magda on top. So if I go cast this Cookbook, discard Inti, can cast Magda. Do I want to cast Magda off field or off Saga? I think I'll cast it off the field because I just like the card in the hand is so nice here. I can also cast Asmo, cast Cookbook, discard Saga. But then I get to cast this Magda, and I'm at 16 life, and I can probably answer this next turn. Like, I don't even know if they're going to attack with this Murktide. You want to attack with Inti? I don't think so. If I was going to kill the Murktide, I would keep my Inti by just going Asmo, play Field of Ruin, Asmo, discard Saga, 4 food, kill this. Because they're doing a retrospective for my slideshows. I did it after Throne of Eldraine. It's just a lot to like keep up with the normal stream, prep for the new set, do a spoiler review, and then also do a video recap. So mostly I'll do it if I have time, but it's kind of tough to have time. Jet with the 9 months. Thank you. Welcome back. 2 cards in the bottom with Preordain. It's Cycle Wraith previous turn we have cast the cookbook and played Saga. Yeah, but we just you can't like bank, I think, on your top card being super a land for the cookbook. I wanted to make sure I would be able to get the card off the Street Wraith, which I think also made sense because my opponent just had no board presence. But yeah, we would have had like the nuts. Can I discard? I guess I'll just discard Saga. It's okay. Definitely want to discard before we cast our Asmo, so that way we can have the full 4 food in play already. Do you care about the past set retrospective? Nobody. Pretty brutal, but kind of true. It didn't. When I did it the one time, it didn't do that well. I guess they're just still dead because I cookbook discard spear recast Asmo. I thought I did the last video was kind of interesting, but you're right, it didn't do that well. It was a fun video to make. The people that watched it liked it. Okay, and then Lavaspur Boots gives me exactly lethal with the Inti counter. Nice, that was great. Definitely want to discard before casting Asmo. Well, again, yeah, okay. You've caught me. Okay, so we're on the draw against Murktide. I've been seeing some more engineered explosives lately. I could leave in the needle for explosives. I could also bring in the flame slashes, which are kind of nice to have on the draw, some extra removal spells. Let me cut the boots with the spurs for at least 1 slash. Let's cut the needle for now. I think I don't know that they're playing explosives necessarily. The card has fallen off a lot. Maybe we could even play 3rd Flame Slash over 4th Ovalchase. Could also play Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Cauldron's pretty nice. Just like just like the counters, Cauldron these 2 abilities. Let's bring in the Cauldron. I'm really liking the 1 of Cauldron in the sideboard. Jejinga, 9 months. Happy sub, baby. Yeah, the Wild Level Drain was definitely a good season to do a review video for, too, of course. Okay, let's keep our 7. Kind of weak to turn 1 Ragavan, is what it is. There's a turn 1 Ragavan. We do have more burn spells at top deck, for whatever that's worth. Not that much, maybe. We had a good number of Scorpion Dragons. Magda has definitely seemed good. IMO. Let me discard Magda here, though. Because I want to be able to Asmo plus activate next turn. Yeah, I agree. I would like to do the retrospective stuff. It's just tough, especially like MH3 is coming out soon too. There's just so much going on. Oh, they have a cast to the fire. All right, I guess we're gonna play the Magda then. Then I'm not sure if I'm wanting to trade for Ragavan or not. We at least get this treasure. Let's see what we draw off the Bauble. I think we probably just have too many like burn spells that they could hit for me to not block, and then I already got my treasure, but I also have this relic to like keep going, and I guess they just could have a burn spell themselves, so we don't even need to worry. Thank you, Ragavan, for clearing that mountain. They got 4 cards in their hand. One of them is a preordain. How many dragons we made? We made a few dragons. I'm not sure exactly the number. Most of the time, Magda makes like 1 or 2 treasures then dies, but it's a pretty reasonable exchange for a 2-mana creature. And then if it doesn't die, it's going to make a bunch of dragons, which is, I think, kind of where you want to be with the card. All right, there's another Magda. I think I should be playing it. I am. We'll see if it resolves, but guess I don't need to tap the relic now. Although I get an instant or sorcery from the yard, so I'll just do it now. I think at this point I'm not supposed to block. It's really bad if like Ragavan hits an instant or sorcery, but if they just don't have another removal spell, my Magda's gonna make a dragon and I'll just be super ahead. So let's play to that. They play a Misty Rainforest. They have 2 Cardos in their hand. Surveilling. They need a artifact or creature or instant. Or sorry, they have instant artifact or creature. A battle would give them Delirium also. They graveyard a Spell Snare. They keep a card on top. They keep 2 cards on top with the Preordain. Dead Magda. You know what? I probably should be popping this Relic now. Let me just see what Ragavan hits, I guess. I don't know how it would really change anything ever, but I at least have this step. Street Wraith. Yeah, I don't think that changes anything. We'll just pop this and keep them from casting a Murktide as their last card. Need to be able to discard something to turn these Asmos on. They got 1 card in their hand. Draw another Magda. So I could go Magda plus Field. I think I'll just go Magda plus Inti. I guess that was the other top card, huh? They put Bauble in the yard. They exile another Bauble to their expressive iteration. Keeps a card on top. So I'm gonna get an upkeep stop to maybe Field of Ruin them in response to the Bauble draw. I'm gonna take this hit. Thank you, Ragavan, clearing a mountain. I'm locked in this game. I think I'm tapping both mountains here. Commit a crime. The crime, the Field of Ruin. They're floating a red mana. So I guess they could still draw a burn spell. It seems like that's what they kept on top was a burn spell. Come on. But Misty reinforced their yard. Delirium online. Need crime. Ugh. Tough. I think I don't want to block because I need the field to make the dragon next turn. I know I have backup Magda. It's kind of weird. Find an Inti. I guess that's pretty good. Gets a counter on the channeler. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was right to block. I didn't have a great plan for next turn. Looks like they have a Murktide. We're probably going to have to go to game 3. It gets to be on the play for game 3, which is nice. Likely going to play a lot less removal spells on the play. Relic would be a nice draw, I was about to say. So commit a crime. Make a dragon. Upkeep. I'm going to field them, and then... I'm not sure if I want to... I guess I need to pop the Relic this turn cycle to turn off Delirium, but I think I probably want to do that after attacks. It's kind of bad maybe if they have a Murktide. They have so many treasure tokens. I need those. I wish I had that many treasure tokens. Are we done on board? No. Can pop the Relic. I'm going to try to do that after the attack. Second one. Yeah, if they're Ragavan hit Magda. Not looking too good. They find engineered explosives. So now I'm going to bring in the needle for game 3, I guess. You're sure you would let that priority after this iteration before popping Relic? Yeah, I think so. Like, they could just probably get Delirium again. Okay, now we're just dead. But it's not that tough for them to just get Delirium again with, like, if they have a Preordain or Bauble. They have 2 channelers and 3 cards in their hand. Oh no, then we're dead. So I'm gonna go down at least 1 slash for 1 needle on the play. Maybe that's about it. Could play 1 fable on the play over the slash. Let's keep it in 1 slash. All comes down to this. Let's have a good, easy 7. Okay, good 7. Should I cycle Street Wraith turn 1? I think I want to be able to Asmo if they counter my cookbook. Fuck. I clicked black. It's actually not that big a deal because Asmo can be cast for black. If I had misclicked on any other color, it'd be significantly worse. I don't know why I clicked black. Maybe too much mono black. No coffers. Yeah, and then yeah, and then I can field for the mountain. So it'd be very funny if this actually does like if this lets me like play Ovalchase Daredevil or Street Wraith and that like wins us the game. That would be so fun. Prowess was good yesterday. Slickshot was good. Prowess seems like a good deck. Okay, got another one of those. Okay, I feel like we're actually super rewarded for the Citadel name. It was a complete misclick. a complete misclick. Plans to play New Affinity? Maybe. I think it looks fun. It doesn't look necessarily very good. I think I'll be on Synthesizer, not Satoru. Nice. Also, they have to have Bolt to kill Asmo. They can't. They won't really be able to do it with Heat. I guess they could have another Braid. I think I'm actually supposed to leave up cookbook activation, like sacrifice, instead of casting a cookbook here. Yeah, what is the Satoru bug? We played a bunch of Satoru, never encountered a bug. Could have also just cast the Daredevil there, maybe. We're not talking about the leaks. Oh no. I'm trying to listen, Wizards, I'm not talking about the leaks on stream. I stream exclusively modern. Can I have an MH3 preview card, please? What did I do wrong? Give me I'll take a comment. I'll take Jade Avenger 2. Please. Please. I'm playing ball. Give me a preview card. So I think I'm supposed to just pop Relic Cookbook twice. Don't love drawing just a mountain. I think we're going to start casting some Ovalchase Daredevils. Would love to draw a second Galvanic Blast and hit them with the... Well, never mind. This is so dumb. I cannot believe I accidentally... This is a total accident. Okay, I drew a second Galvanic Blast. I guess I should probably play around Pierce. Guess it was just right. It was kind of right. So they have a Stern Scolding for sure. He's right. Yeah, they can't bring themselves to Scolding. Probably have a Heat in their hand. So they have a Heat, they have a Scolding. Okay, no longer has a Heat. No. Can you use Shock at a Steam Vents? Come on, dude, you don't have a counterspell in your hand? When I blast them now, they may get scared of Dash Dragonman plus Galvanic Blast. Dad left for Sigs. Thank you for 33 months. Appreciate ya. They find a lightning bolt. Don't choke the trophy. I mean, I accidentally played perfectly. I don't know what I could have done different. At the moment, it seems like I have to top deck either Street Wraith and Asmo or just a Galvanic Blast. On the 5, sack cracking food won't save me. Alright, top deck Galvanic Blast. Or Street Wraith into Asmo. No, I'm 1 mana short of cookbooking back this Asmo. It's so unfair. I mean, I can cookbook it back, I just can't cast it. Whatever. This field add mana? No. You kept up 4 mana instead of playing Ovalchase. Yeah, maybe we got there. It was just like if they killed Asmo that turn though, and I only had 1 Ovalchase at the time. I don't know. That's okay. I would take the same line. Very close game. Okay, no trophy. Let's finish tooling this a little bit though, but I do think I'm locking in on starting with the evoke creatures and then maybe also trying to play a all humans build.